Welcome guys to Dagon by H.P. Lovecraft. This was a free horror game that I found today, and I don't actually know anything about it because I've never really delved into H.P. Lovecraft's stories or anything, but I know that he made Cthulhu and stuff like that, and I don't know what Dagon actually is, but hey, I mean, let's figure it out. Good, let's go. Okay, Dagon is a faithful, interactive adaptation of H.P. Lovecraft's work focused on story and atmosphere. You will not find difficult choices, action sequences, or inventory management here, and movement is limited to progressing through locations along with the plot.
I am writing this under an appreciable mental strain, since by tonight I shall be no more.
Great. That sounds great. During the game, you will encounter interactive elements. Some of them will allow you to continue your journey, others reveal interesting facts about the original short story, its historical background, and the author. Alright, so we have circle, question mark. Some of the trivia is hidden. In order to find these secrets, focus your eyes and look for the Elder sign. Okay, so that's that thing. You can also access all the found facts later. They will be available in the main menu. Cool, great, amazing. So, I can't do much of moving.
Penniless, and at the end of my supply of the drug which alone makes life endurable, I can bear the torture no longer, and shall cast myself from this garret window into the squalid street below.
Great, cool, amazing.
Do not think from my slavery to morphine that I am a weakling or a degenerate.
Okay, I don't know what you're going through, my dude, but it sounds pretty painful.
When you have read these hastily scrawled pages, you may guess, though never fully realize, why it is that I must have forgetfulness or death.
Interesting. Okay, so I can... Morphine entered into use in the 19th century and was routinely administered to treat severe pain during the American Civil War and World War. It was also sold without restrictions until 1940. Okay, I can see why that's an issue. Morphine became more popular after the invention of the something syringe around... Okay, who first isolated the substance, originally named it Morpheum after Morpheus, the Greek god associated with dreams. At the time when Dagon was published, morphine abuse, known as soldier's disease, already posed a big problem in the United States. Okay.
It was in one of the most open and least frequented parts of the broad Pacific that the packet of which I was supercargo fell a victim to the German sea raider.
Okay, so I guess that's the German Sea Raider. Okay, can I move? No? I guess we're getting fucking shot at.
The Great War was then at its very beginning, and the ocean forces of the Hun had not completely sunk to their later degradation. So that our vessel was made a legitimate prize, whilst we of her crew were treated with all the fairness and consideration due us as naval prisoners.
Great, and is that good? Because I can go up there, but there's also this. The Huns were oh my god, that's a lot of text. Sure. Let's go.
So liberal, indeed, was the discipline of our captors, that 5 days after we were taken, I managed to escape alone, in a small boat, with water and provisions for a good length of time.
Oh, great! I mean, good for him, I guess. Okay, let's go. Let's take this food and water and get out of here. Let's skedaddle.
When I finally found myself adrift and free, I had but little idea of my surroundings.
I mean, it's water, but that looks kind of cool, not gonna lie. I don't know what the plan is here, but I guess it's better.
Never a competent navigator, I could only guess vaguely by the sun and stars that I was somewhat south of the equator.
Yeah. Somewhere south of the equator, so on one half of the planet,
Of
I
the
guess.
longitude, I knew nothing, and no island or coastline was in sight.
It's pretty terrible. Right, so that's why we go forward. Okay, let's press the moon. Let's see. Oh,
The
it's
weather
daytime.
kept fair, and for uncounted days I drifted aimlessly beneath the scorching sun, waiting either for some passing ship or to be cast on the shores of some habitable land.
Yes. Oh, shit. What? Oh, okay, so if you go too far to the side, you will just spin back to the sun, I guess. Alright, so we have a bit of water and a bit of food, so we're still okay. Go.
But
Oh.
neither ship nor land appeared, and I began to despair in my solitude upon the heaving vastness of unbroken blue.
Great.
The change happened whilst I slept.
The change? What change? What's happening?
Its details I shall never know,
What the fuck is happening?
for my slumber, though troubled and dream-infested, was continuous.
Oh! Great! We're on land now, somewhere. Okay.
When at last I awoke, it was to discover myself half sucked into a slimy expanse of hellish black mire, which extended about me in monotonous undulations as far as I could see,
Oh, it's oil, I guess? I guess we're in a lot of fucking oil.
and in which my boat lay grounded some distance away.
Yeah, you don't say.
Though one might well imagine that my first sensation would be of wonder at so prodigious and unexpected a transformation of scenery, I was in reality more horrified than
Oh,
astonished.
that way it was transformed. He slept and then something happened. Yeah, because there's a lot of death around you.
For there was in the air, and in the rotting soil, a sinister quality which chilled me to the very core. The region was putrid with the carcasses of decaying fish, and of other, less describable things which I saw protruding from the nasty mud of the unending plain.
Great.
Perhaps I should not hope to convey in mere words the unutterable hideousness that can dwell in absolute silence and barren immensity. There was nothing within hearing, and nothing in sight, save a vast reach of black slime. Yet the very completeness of the stillness and the homogeneity of the landscape oppressed me with a nauseating fear. The sun was blazing down from a sky which seemed to me almost black in its cloudless cruelty, as though reflecting the inky marsh beneath my feet.
Oh, so that the sun is actually up, but it's nighttime? Okay. Can we just move forward, please? Oh, great. Cool. Amazing, thank you.
As I crawled into the stranded boat, I realized that only one theory could explain my position.
Okay. Oh. That hill is moving? Great.
Through some unprecedented volcanic upheaval, a portion of the ocean floor must have been thrown to the surface, exposing regions for which innumerable millions of years had lain hidden under unfathomable watery depths.
Okay, I mean, that kind of makes sense, except for, that thing right there.
So great was the extent of the new land which had risen beneath me that I could not detect the faintest noise of the surging ocean, straining my ears as I might.
Oh, so it's the entire ocean floor that has come up to the surface. Great.
Nor were there any seafowl to prey upon the dead things.
Yeah, that thing is actually the worst, because this is just, some fish and shit, so that's okay, I can deal with that, but the big breathing hill, that's so
hours
great.
I sat thinking or brooding in the boat, which lay upon its side and afforded a slight shade as the sun moved across the heavens.
Oh, the sky looks normal now, great. Okay, it's just still over there, I guess.
As the day progressed, the ground lost some of its stickiness and seemed likely to dry sufficiently for traveling purposes in a short time.
Okay, so I guess all the water is going back into the ocean, cool.
That night I slept but little, and the next day I made for myself a pack containing food and water, preparatory to an overland journey in search of the vanished sea and possible rescue.
Oh, wait. It's probably not the seafloor that has come up to the surface, it's probably the ocean that's just gone.
On the third morning, I found the soil dry enough to walk upon with ease.
Okay, great.
The odor of the fish was maddening, but I was too much concerned with graver things to mind so slight an evil, and set out boldly for an unknown goal.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, we have to go somewhere, right? Go forward. Yes, over that squid. Perfect.
All day I forged steadily westward, guided by a faraway hummock which rose higher than any other elevation on the rolling desert.
Okay, cool. This has to be the entire ocean floor that's just... What is this? They don't look great. Okay, let's go. Oh, so we have some crabs, I guess, and a whale. Very nice. Very nice. We're going towards this hill over here.
That night, I encamped, and on the following day still travelled toward the hummock, though that object seemed scarcely nearer than when I had first espied it.
Object? I mean, the hill? I hope it's just a hill, because that would be very nice. Oh.
By the fourth evening, I attained the base of the mound, which turned out to be much higher than it had appeared from a distance.
Ooh. Something shining over there.
An intervening valley setting it out in sharper relief from the general surface. Too weary to ascend, I slept in the shadow of the hill.
Cool.
I know not why my dreams were so wild that night.
Maybe because this is not normal.
But ere the waning and fantastically gibbous moon had risen far above the eastern plain,
Okay.
I was awake in a cold perspiration, determined to sleep no more.
Where the frick did the hill go?
Such visions as I had experienced were too much for me to endure again.
Oh, this is better. Okay, I don't want to know what you dream.
And in the glow of the moon I saw how unwise I had been to travel by day.
Why? You can actually see when it's daytime. I can't really...
Without the glare of the parching sun, my journey would have cost me less energy.
Oh, okay, that way. Okay, perfect.
Indeed, I now felt quite able to perform the ascent which had deterred me at sunset.
Interesting.
Picking up my pack, I started for the crest of the eminence.
Well, let's go.
I have said that the unbroken monotony of the rolling plain was a source of vague horror to me.
Yeah, okay, it's just vague. It's okay.
But I think my horror was greater when I gained the summit of the mound and looked down the other side into an immeasurable pit or canyon.
Okay.
Whose black recesses the moon had not yet soared high enough to illumine.
I can't look down.
I felt myself on the edge of the world,
What the frick is happening?
peering over the rim into a fathomless chaos of eternal night.
There's nothing down there.
Through my terror ran curious reminiscences of Paradise Lost,
Cool beans.
and of Satan's hideous climb through the unfashioned realms of darkness. As the moon climbed higher in the sky, I began to see that the slopes of the valley were not quite so perpendicular as I had imagined.
So you want to go down there? That's probably where the ocean went, I guess.
Ledges and outcroppings of rock afforded fairly easy footholds for a descent,
Okay.
whilst after a drop of only a few hundred feet, the declivity became very gradual.
Okay, not so bad. So you just have to climb down a little and then it works normal. Okay, so it's the normal hilly thing. Okay, not so bad. Not too bad, not too bad, not too shabby. Let's go.
Urged on by an impulse which I cannot definitely analyze, I scrambled with difficulty down the rocks and stood on the gentler slope beneath,
There's a square box over there.
gazing into the Stygian deeps, where no light had yet penetrated.
I mean, that's a little bit of a lie because I can kind of see things.
All at once, my attention was captured by a vast and singular object on the opposite slope, which rose steeply about 100 yards ahead of me.
Great.
An object that gleamed whitely in the newly bestowed rays of the ascending moon.
I love these words. I mean, there's basically only one way to go, so bang, there we go. Towards the monolith, or whatever it is it's called. Oh, it
That
changed
it was
shape.
merely a gigantic piece of stone, I soon assured myself.
I mean, it's a perfectly square stone, so someone has put it
But I
here.
was conscious of a distinct impression that its contour and position were not altogether the work of nature.
Oh, you don't say.
A closer scrutiny filled me with sensations I cannot express. For despite its enormous magnitude, and its position in an abyss which had yawned at the bottom of the sea since the world was young, I perceived beyond a doubt that the strange object was a well-shaped monolith,
Exactly.
whose massive bulk had known the workmanship and perhaps the worship of living and thinking creatures. Dazed and frightened, yet not without a certain thrill of the scientist's or archaeologist's delight. I examined my surroundings more closely.
Rock. Sand? And no, yeah. There isn't really anything here, to be completely honest, except for this stone. This giant monolith.
The moon, now near the zenith, shone weirdly and vividly above the towering steeps
Oh!
that hemmed in the chasm.
There's symbols on it now? Some faces, I guess? Wait, that looks wrong. The ocean is in the middle. Humans, or at least things with faces, is underneath, and the fish is up in the sky. Okay.
It revealed the fact that a far-flung body of water flowed at the bottom, winding out of sight in both directions, and almost lapping my feet as I stood on the slope. Across the chasm, the wavelets washed the base of the Cyclopean monolith, on whose surface I could now trace both inscriptions and crude sculptures.
Great.
The writing was in a system of hieroglyphics unknown to me, and unlike anything I'd ever seen in books, consisting for the most part of conventionalized aquatic symbols such as fishes, eels, octopi, crustaceans, mollusks, whales, and the like.
Oh, great.
Several characters obviously represented marine things which are unknown to the modern world,
Okay, so the bottom ones, no one really knows
but
what it
whose
is.
decomposing forms I had observed on the ocean-risen plain.
Great, so it's the giant octopuses and stuff like that.
It was the pictorial carving, however, that did most to hold me spellbound.
Dagon contains many themes and storytelling methods that Lovecraft developed in his later works, such as telling the story through carvings. At the Mountains of Madness, the Nameless City. Journals and characters notes, the shadow out of time, island emerging from the ocean. Okay, I don't know any of these. It also considers the origin of the popular Cthulhu mythos. Okay, good, cool. Let's go forward.
Plainly visible across the intervening water, on account of their enormous size, were an array of bas-reliefs whose subjects would have excited the envy of a Doré.
Yeah, okay, so it's the ocean here in the middle.
I think that these things were supposed to depict men, at least a certain sort of men.
I mean, I can't look down enough to actually see what's happening.
Though the creatures were shown displayed.
There we go, now I can see what's going
in the
on.
waters of some marine grotto,
Now I can see them. Okay, so we have some sea creature humans. Okay.
or paying homage at some monolithic shrine, which appeared to be under the waves as well.
I mean, this thing was under the ocean until the ocean disappeared, so...
Of their faces and forms I dare not speak in detail, for the mere remembrance makes me grow faint. Grotesque beyond the imagination of a Poe or a Bulwer.
I mean, one of them looks kinda like a human, but not really any of the others, so...
They were damnably human in general outline, despite webbed hands and feet, shockingly wide and flabby lips,
Cool.
glassy, bulging eyes, and other features less pleasant to recall. Curiously enough, they seem to have been chiseled badly out of proportion with their scenic background. For one of the creatures was shown in the act of killing a whale, represented as but little larger than himself.
Okay, maybe they're not out of proportions. I mean, what the fuck do you know? What do I know? Maybe they're the same size as a whale.
I remarked, as I say, their grotesqueness and strange size, but in a moment decided that they were merely the imaginary gods of some primitive fishing or seafaring tribe.
Yes, exactly.
Some tribe whose last descendant had perished eras before the first ancestor of the Piltdown or Neanderthal man was born.
Okay, let's go. Forward in time.
Awestruck at this unexpected glimpse into a past beyond the conception of the most daring anthropologist, I stood musing whilst the moon cast queer reflections on the silent channel before me. Then, suddenly, I saw it.
What? Where?
With only a slight churning to mark its rise
Oh.
to the surface, the thing slid into view above the dark waters.
Oh. Great, something's coming out of this little puddle of water here. Oh.
Fiend-like and loathsome, it darted like a stupendous monster of nightmares to the monolith,
Great.
about which it flung its gigantic scaly arms, while bowed its hideous head and gave vent to certain measured sounds.
Oh.
I think I went mad then.
Oh, you mean went mad now, not when the entire ocean disappeared.
Of my frantic ascent of the sloping cliff, and of my delirious journey back to the stranded boat, I remember little.
Oh. Okay, I guess we're running.
I believe I sang a great deal, and laughed oddly when I was unable to sing.
Yes, of course. I mean, we do stuff when we are in mental distress, I guess. Makes sense. Singing or
I have
laughing.
distinct recollections of a great storm sometime after I reached the boat.
This is some rain.
At any rate, I know that I heard pearls of thunder and other tones which nature utters only in her wildest moods.
Great. What now? Okay. Oh.
When I came out of the shadows, I was in a San Francisco hospital.
Oh, they found me. Okay, good.
Brought thither by the captain of the American ship which had picked up my boat in mid-ocean.
Oh, okay. I guess we just went mad because we didn't have any food or water
In my
or something.
delirium, I had said much, but found that my words had been given scant attention.
Yeah, you were just insane, my dude. Oh, okay.
Of any land upheaval in the Pacific, my rescuers knew nothing.
Cool.
Nor did I deem it necessary to insist upon a thing which I knew they could not believe.
That's quite sad. Fair. I mean, I would probably also not really believe a dude who has been on a boat for several weeks talking about the ocean disappearing and giant creatures at a stone. But I mean, who am I to judge? Oh. Door? Okay,
I sought out a celebrated ethnologist.
Guess we're getting the fuck out of here. Fuck being in a hospital.
And amused him with peculiar questions regarding the ancient Philistine legend of Dagon, the fish god.
How do we know about Dagon already? Dagon was the main deity, there we go. I think that's correct. Of the Philistines? I guess that's probably the closest I'll ever get to that. Worshipping throughout the Middle East as the ancient god of fertility and crops. The rulers of Akkad chose him as the patron saint of their war conquests. He also appeared as the judge of the dead in an Assyrian poem and an underworld prison warder in one of the Babylonian texts. Okay, great. He is often mistakenly taken for a fish god due to the wrong interpretation of his name, as in Hebrew. Fuck me. The word dag means fish. Cool. It hurts. I mean, it also kind of hurts for me to try and read things, but it would probably also be painful for you guys. Okay, oh, I guess we're going over here now? Yes. Get up from chair.
But soon perceiving that he was hopelessly conventional, I did not press my inquiries.
Yeah, that sounds like a great idea. Else you would think you're freaking insane. I mean, this is something. August something was an American writer and anthologist. He also befriended Lovecraft and published many of his works through his company, although he greatly contributed to the popularization of the author's work after his death. He is surrounded by numerous controversies. One of his most questionable decisions involved introducing the good versus evil doctrine to the Cthulhu mythos, which contrasted with Lovecraft's view of the world and his approach to cosmic horror. As a result, the author's work are often misunderstood and misrepresented in today's culture. It is also worth nothing that Lovecraft was never really interested in creating a mythology, and the term Cthulhu mythos was coined by a name after the author left the mortal plane. I'm trying my best, okay? Names are just kind of the worst, because actually I don't really know why, but a name, it's words I actually kinda just try and do from memory, but names, if I've never heard the name, it's basically impossible. Or maybe it's just me who's bad. Maybe I should just get better. Why did we walk over here? I mean, that's the way forward, but there has to be something here, right? I don't see anything. I guess there was no reason? Okay, let's move forward. Ah, yes, cool, we are back here.
Especially when the moon is gibbous and waning, but I see the thing.
Cool, this was the beginning. This is where he has his morphine and stuff.
I tried morphine.
Yes, you did. I know.
But the drug has given only transient surcease, and has drawn me into its clutches as a hopeless slave.
Great, so you're an addict now. Cool.
So now, I am to end it all, having written a full account for the information or the contemptuous amusement of my fellow men.
End it all? Okay. Lovecraft hated tobacco. Well, me too. Even though he used to smoke when he was 12 in order to look and feel like an adult, exactly. In his correspondence with friend Reinhardt, he claims that he quit as soon as he started wearing long pants. Long pants? Okay. He also had a very strong opinion about alcohol, as evidenced by his letter to Celia Brown. As for the matter of drinking, I have never tasted intoxicating liquor, and never intend to, having a strong aesthetic disgust at anything which blunts or corrodes the delicate natural equipoise word of the evolved human intelligence and imagination. Drinking exited my personal repugnance. Words. Hence, I don't drink. Let the herd do what they will. I am rather in favor of prohibition than prohibition of any one antisocial force as well as of any other. Okay. Well, he doesn't want to smoke, and that's kinda okay, because I've also tried smoking. It's fucking terrible. I don't get it. Alcohol, I'm not really that much into it, but it's okay. I can drink a little bit now and then. It's fine. It's fine. Okay, well, I guess we're going to end it all here, guys. Just do an overdose.
Often, I ask myself if it could not all have been a pure phantasm.
I mean, I guess that's too late now.
A mere freak of fever, as I lay sun-stricken and raving in the open boat, after my escape from the German man of war.
That's a giant-ass fucking sun.
This I ask myself, but ever does there come before me a hideously vivid vision in reply. I cannot think of the deep sea without shuddering at the nameless things that may at this very moment be crawling and floundering on its slimy bed.
Okay, cool.
Worshipping their ancient stone idols and carving their own detestable likenesses on submarine obelisks of water-soaked granite.
Amazing. That was pretty huge, that thing.
Dream of a day when they may rise above the billows to drag down into their reeking talons the remnants of puny, war-exhausted mankind.
Oh, yeah, they're just waiting for the world war to end, I guess, so it can, like, eat us all.
Of a day when the land shall sink, and the dark ocean shall ascend amidst universal pandemonium.
Cool beans. We're gonna get eaten by sea creatures. Amazing. What up, Liberty? Let's go. Oh.
The end is near.
I guess he drank it all. And I guess something is coming for us. Oh, he blocked his door. Cool.
I hear a noise at the door, as of some immense slippery body lumbering against it.
Well, can we go out of the window instead? I mean, that would be great.
It shall not find me.
I mean, that's a little too late now. I can actually see the door moving, so that's quite... I mean, then we go out the window, right?
God, that hand!
Oh, there it is.
The window! The window!
Yeah, I can't turn around. Go! No, I can't reach it. Okay, I could. Good, cool. Cool. Okay, so I guess we committed suicide. Great. I mean, that's at least something. There we go. Thank you for playing. We hope you enjoyed immersing yourself in our little pool of cosmic horror. We would appreciate it if you took a moment to rate Dagon and check out our other games and DLCs. Okay, so that was kind of that story. It was like, that was kind of cool. I don't know how close to the actual story it is. Maybe I need to buy the DLC to unlock the rest of the story. But, I mean, it was free, so it was quite a nice little interactive story, I guess. That was Dagon. There we go. That was it for Dagon, guys. That was a little nice story, and as I have said before, I don't know how close it was to the actual story, but yeah, very nice. Gang, moving on.